Containing Keenan Allen will be one of the top priorities for Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator of the Bills. And one of the ways that the Chargers like to get Allen the ball is by putting him in the slot to the weak side of the formation in their empty set weak side option package. Here he's running an out route versus the corner to the top of the screen, but he really has the option or ability to run any sort of route based on the leverage of the defender. Here he sets up a two-way go and makes it very difficult to read which direction he is going to break. On this play, he breaks outside, so he sets up the two-way go. Then he attacks inside and then crosses the defender over, and it has just a sliver of separation, but watch him separate with his hands. Catches it with his hands, and the defender is in really good shape. He has his arms around Allen already and could bring him down short of the sticks here, but Allen converts this. He's able to get past the sticks to convert the first down. It's something he does a lot when the Chargers are in this empty set. He's converted 12 first downs on 16 receptions when the Chargers have him in an empty set and they get him the ball. So he is able to convert and extend a lot of drives out of this formation. Here he is from the isolated angle. Again, makes it very difficult to read which direction he's going to break, and his cuts are sharp, and he separates at the top, not just because of his route running, because of his hands. Snags the ball out of the air right there, and then now he finds the first down, drags that defender for the first down. Just a great job all around by Keenan Allen. Not a bad job by the corner. That's just Keenan Allen wanting it more and being able to convert on this play. So we're going to take a look at a few of his routes in this formation and how he attacks the leverage of the defender to convert these type of plays. Alright, 2nd and 3 situation, empty set, weak side option, right? To the bottom of the screen, you have Keenan Allen in the slot. And this time, he's matched up versus a linebacker. This is quarters coverage by the Jaguars. This is basically how the Bills like to defend empty set. The linebacker in the slot to the bottom just doesn't have a shot because the middle field is open. So he's playing with inside leverage, and that's where Keenan Allen wants to go. As you can see, the Mike defender to the top of the screen right here is playing their trap coverage. So he's worried about the 3 receivers to the top of the screen and not letting one of those guys cross his face. So the middle field is open for Allen, and he knows it. And this is worrisome from a Bills perspective because generally this weak side linebacker right here in the Bills defense is Matt Milano. Well, Matt Milano's not playing this week. That means that's A.J. Klein. Unless the Bills change out the personnel and run more dime and put Saran Neal there, sort of like they did versus the Chiefs. So that's something to keep an eye on going forward. But the linebacker here has inside leverage, but it doesn't matter. Allen is still able to get free access to the middle of the field because that Mike defender, again, is vacating that area. You see them running their pattern match to the top of the screen. As that number 3 receiver runs the out and number 2 runs the in-breaking route, the Mike defender is going to take him, and that's why Allen has the middle of the field all to himself. Herbert hits him, and of course, Keenan Allen moves the chains. Watch from the end zone angle. Watch how he is able to still get inside leverage on that linebacker. It's just too easy. He is too quick at the top of his route. Let him slow play that route. The pace of it is very slow, and then boom, breaks inside, crosses him up, and the Chargers are moving the chains. All right, let's take a look at this play from last week against the Jets. Keenan Allen's to the top of the screen, and this just shows how smart he is. So he sees both those linebackers kind of mugging the gaps right there, possibly blitzing. The defender that is over him is a safety, Ashton Davis, rookie safety for the Jets. He's playing with inside leverage, and just watch how he attacks Davis and this coverage all together. So on the snap, you see him take an outside release. He's starting inside the numbers, probably by at least a yard, but then you see him widen outside the numbers there, and you see him look outside a couple times right there. So he's selling almost as if he's just going to run an out route, and Davis is giving him that route. He's going to use that boundary as another defender, but of course, Keenan Allen was just setting him up so that he can get across the middle. And that's exactly what he wanted to do, especially because those linebackers rush. The middle of the field is wide open. So he takes advantage of not just Ashton Davis, but he also takes advantage of this coverage. Middle of the field's wide open. He's going to attack it. He's attacking not only the leverage of the defender here and selling with an out route, but he's attacking the middle of the field where those linebackers vacated. 2nd and 7 situation here. The Chargers earn their empty set weak side option package. The Jets in the red zone drop out into cover 3. So Ashton Davis is the flats defender to the top of the screen right here. You have a hook to curl defender right here as a linebacker. And Keenan Allen just going to exploit that coverage. He knows how to find the voids in zone, especially simple zones like this cover 3 look. So he widens his route a little bit, sets up that two-way go, doesn't cue Ashton Davis off at all. And as Ashton continues to widen to maintain his leverage, to maintain his responsibility as a flats defender, that's when Keenan Allen curls it up and Justin Herbert hits him. And it's a good job by Keenan Allen of finding the soft spot in the zone, but he's got to do a better job of securing the ball here. As he approaches the goal line, gets his legs taken out from under him by Davis. He does fumble it here as he lays on top of the defender, and the Jets take over right inside the 5-yard line here. So good job of finding the soft spot in the zone, but ball security was an issue here for Keenan Allen, and it's something that the Bills need to key in on. If he has that sort of issue with the ball, especially when he's approaching the goal line, they need to attack the ball, not only the player, as he gets inside the 5-yard line. The Jets were just giving him free access to do what he wants. You see him at the bottom of the screen here in the slot, and the linebacker's playing with heavy inside leverage, so he just runs that little out route, that little stick route. And I like his route here because he hooks it up just at the numbers, and he doesn't drift out too wide, because if he were to run an out route, there's a good chance that that corner could be squatting and possibly make a play on the ball. So he becomes QB friendly for Justin Herbert, sits right at those numbers, and shows his numbers to his quarterback, and catches it, and the linebacker does a good job of wrapping him up. So good awareness by Keenan Allen, understanding, again, where the voids are in this zone, and getting his quarterback on track in this 2-minute situation on 1st and 10. So you're probably asking yourself, well, how do you defend this? Well, you give your defense leverage. You give your defender in the slot to the top of the screen leverage. You see him playing sort of head up, probably just a shade outside, and Allen is just inside the numbers. And on the snap, they're going to drop out a linebacker underneath. So now if Allen wants to run an out route, the slot defender, Ashton Davis, has that covered. If he wants to run an in-breaking route, you have underneath help from the linebacker. But the Chargers understand how defenses want to stop Allen in these situations, so they have their own coverage beaters. So now instead of working the weak side option, you're going to see Justin Herbert go to the bottom of the screen and hit Mike Williams over the middle for a touchdown. So they have their adjustments too. So how the Bills defend the trips on the front side of these plays is also quite critical. So here's the all-22 angle. Herbert looks to the top of the screen, and Keenan Allen is bracketed. So now look to the trip side to the bottom of the screen. You have Hunter Henry and Mike Williams down in the slot to the field, and the corner in the slot is playing with an outside shade. So he is funneling his wide receiver, Mike Williams, to the post safety. This is, a cover a one type bracket coverage from the Jets here. So he is funneling him to the post safety. The linebacker is playing with inside leverage on Hunter Henry. Also kind of doing the same thing, playing a little high, funneling him towards the middle of the field. So as the concept progresses, you're going to see the linebacker jump the out route by Hunter Henry, and then Mike Williams is going to break towards the middle of the field. Now, the post safety is at least 10 yards from Mike Williams at this point. So there's no middle of the field help because that linebacker who is bracketing Allen is shaded to that side. So there's a nice big passing window for Herbert. And that's where he goes with the ball here. The middle of the field is wide open. He hits Mike Williams, and then Mike Williams does the rest for the touchdown against the Jets. What I think the Bills need to do, especially on third down situations, is play a little more man coverage so they are able to properly leverage Allen and the routes he likes to run. So this is a 3rd and long play with Allen in a stack set in the slot to the bottom of the screen. Nick Needham is the slot corner, off and soft here in coverage, and it's man coverage. And it's showing his man coverage across the board as the Chargers have a mesh concept called with Allen going across the middles. Now watch Needham on the snap. He doesn't have to chase Allen here. Allen's running a short crossing route, and Needham gets help from the safety. The safety drives on that route. He slices that route and overtakes Allen. If they want to throw it to Allen there, short, by all means do it, rally and tackle. So Needham now just sits underneath, becomes an underneath defender, and he does drift a little too far inside. And that opens up a window for Guyton coming across the middle. But the Dolphins are able to stop him short of the sticks. So force the ball to go elsewhere. Force Justin Herbert to throw it to other weapons aside from Keenan Allen. and then rally and make the tackle. This is the type of leverage help that you want to give your defense against a guy as dangerous as Keenan Allen. And the Chargers are going to try to adjust. They're going to move Allen around. So instead of putting him in the slot to the weak side of the formation on this third and long empty set, they're going to put him to the trip side of the formation and try to hide him so that he can get one-on-one coverage. But the Dolphins did a great job of giving their defenders help. On the snap, the defender number 29 is the help for Nick Needham. So now they have him bracketed if there's an out route, they have him bracketed if there's an in route, and they just have very good leverage on Keenan Allen. They take away what he does best, and that is reading leverage, attacking it, and getting open. Needham has help underneath, and that over route is taken away. So Justin Herbert is forced to go somewhere else with the ball, and that is Hunter Henry over the middle, who has one-on-one coverage, but because of the pressure, Herbert's not able to get it to him. Just a great defensive game plan by Brian Flores and the Dolphins. It's a good blueprint for the Bills to copy on these third down situations, especially third and long situations. Double up, bracket Keenan Allen, force Herbert to throw it to his other weapons. And he does have weapons, there's no doubt about it. But you would rather have those weapons beat you than Keenan Allen extending drives, getting those big plays because of his route running. Later in the game, the Chargers send out another empty set, this time with Allen to the weak side of the formation. And the Dolphins don't change up their approach. They show a two high man coverage post snap on third and medium here. As Allen runs across the middle to run that mesh concept, safety drives on it, overtakes that route. Herbert is forced to go elsewhere with it. Needham stays put this time. He doesn't drift inside. And as that receiver comes across the middle, he's in perfect position to bring him down. And this is exactly what the Bills should do. Take away Keenan Allen in these critical situations. Do what they can to bracket or to give leverage help to their defenders when they're in man coverage. Take away Keenan Allen as that primary receiver. Force Herbert to go in other directions to other receivers. And then do your best to stop those guys. You don't want Keenan Allen to go off against you like he did last week against the Jets. When the Bills played the Chargers in Week 2 of the 2018 season, the away team attacked the Bills' quarters coverage by putting Allen in the slot to the trip side of their empty set. Because they knew the coverage the Bills were going to play and understood that Allen would get a lot of one-on-one routes against Edmonds because of their quarters coverage. They liked the Allen vs. Edmonds matchup better than the Allen vs. Milano matchup if they were to use a weak side option plan of attack. But with Milano out and Klein in, the Chargers will likely revert to their weak side option package to get Allen matched up against Klein. I expect the Chargers to align in an empty set on the first drive to get a look at how the Bills are going to match this formation. Will they put Saran Neal to the weak side instead of Klein, like they did against the Chiefs? Or will they defend their empty sets with man coverage? What route they go will have a major impact on this game.